Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Awesome, Naya. Hope you are great. So I came across a video of a white woman who is very pissed at the child's hair. She has a biracial child and she called the child's hair nightmare. So black people did not find that funny. They tried correcting her. She probably went private or she deactivated her account because people were trying to tell her that how do you have a child that you cannot take care of his or her hair? I am going to tell you this. These people actually just want to have a child with a black man. When you have a child with somebody, especially when you know that it is something that got to do with two race, right? Trust me, you are already going to figure out some certain things, how to take care of the child's hair and all that, except all you wanted in that relationship was to sleep with the person and have a child that you probably do not want to take care of. Because I don't know how you will have a child and you do not know how to maintain the hair. And let me tell you something. Your child's hair is not hard to handle. You are just the one that does not want to put effort to know how to handle his hair. Because if you put effort, you definitely will know how to handle the child's hair. And then she said the hair always comes very dirty even after washing it. I really don't understand that because it sounds kind of new, but what do you expect when you decided to sleep with a black man for a child and now you can't even take care of that child? You are out on the internet complaining about your child's hair. Disgusting. Let's get into this video.
Yesterday asking about some hair care tips for my son who's biracial. I want to thank the mamas who gave me some good advice on what some different things I can put in his hair to help me after he slept in it. It's pretty soft still. And I'm sure some of you would like for me to address my last video. Not the actual video of me making the braid. The video of me referencing how dirty it still seems to be even after I've washed it and combed it out because his curls holds onto like everything. And the one where I said, yeah, my son's hair is a nightmare to comb through. I'm not sure what y'all want me to say. His hair is a nightmare to comb through, and it still appears to be dirty sometimes after I've washed it and combed it because his curls holds onto everything, which is why I made the video so I can come on here and get some advice on how to care for my son's hair properly. And some of you are concerned that one day he will see this video in the future and oh my gosh, he will think that his mom thought horrific thoughts about his hair. But I'm sure he's going to be more focused on the encouraging and uplifting comments you all left.
He's going to see this one day too, and it could re-traumatize him again. She does not care. Notice how she added the word dirty up in there. She didn't say dirty in her initial video. In the initial video, she was saying, oh, he had pine cones or pine needles or whatever in his hair because he decided to put it. First of all, that's a little baby. I don't know what pine needles, what even is that? And how does he have access to that? Did she take him to the park and let him roll around in the grass? I have no idea. But she decided to double down and say it is a nightmare. I don't care what you're going to do about it. She's utterly disgusting. She doesn't even want to learn. People like this are dangerous to children. I'm telling you, I told y'all, she is going to continuously talk about him in this manner, use that type of verbiage. He's still sitting right there while she's making this video. She does not care. As he continues to grow, he's going to internalize that and it is going to fester as self-hatred. It's very unfortunate. I don't know where the dad is. She said her daughter, I'm guessing he has, the father probably had a previous child. Somebody in the comments said he had a black sister. I'm guessing, I don't know, she might be biracial too. I don't know. That's 19 years older. So why aren't you asking your stepdaughter to help with his hair? You're using this child as an accessory. This is what they do. This is what they do. They have biracial children and they put them in front of a camera with hopes of going viral, with hopes of becoming huge and successful and famous on social media by saying, look, I got a new accessory. Look, I got a biracial kid, because they know how a lot of people fetishize biracial children. And it's just so sad. Like at the end of the day, lots of different people, you know, do content with their kids. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do content with your children. However, the way that she's talking about him is just unsavory. It's disgusting. It's like some racial underlying tone that she needs to unpack, because he unfortunately is going to have that. This is his mother. That's who's going to raise him and rear him. And I don't know what type of man she laid down, but we keep everybody saying what type of man. A raccoon. That's the only type of man that's a raccoon. The fact that she even felt good enough to say that she used to make fun of and scoff at black people in their hair, and then she went and laid down with somebody that she was fetishizing. She does not look that desirable. Y'all could, I don't like to talk about women's looks, but I'm just saying in the hierarchy when it comes to the clear women in their community. A lot of them that are, pushed to the side, disregarded. Nobody don't want them from their own community. So they go over to the black community because they know a lot of raccoons hold them. And, just because they got clear skin and because of their phenotype, and they're going to get treated better. They're always going to have whiteness over a nigga. So that's why a lot of them, marry black men, because a black man is going to bootlick and treat them like a queen or whatever the hell, and they don't have that many options on the opposite in their own communities. Anyways, what y'all think about this? She literally doubled down. Racist women raising biracial kids. It's a recipe for disaster. Spread love, it's the Brooklyn way.
I mean,
Here we go.
I would like to personally apologize to you guys. For years, I used to judge your guys' hair. Did you ever comb it and wash it? And I used to make fun of you guys because you would never get your hair wet. Because now I understand what you all go through. Now my son, he's not 100% black. He is mixed. And it gets wet, it shrinks to his head. And it's a nightmare. A nightmare.
Now, as someone who has a biracial son, I feel very qualified to say your son's hair is not a nightmare. Girl, be so for real. There is so much racism that woman has not unpacked, but thought because she had a black baby that it would suddenly disappear. Honey, I feel so bad for him. I really do. And this is what we mean when we sit back and say, yeah, we can tell if your mom was white, if your mom was black. We can definitely tell. And now that poor boy's biggest hater calling him, saying his hair is too much, it is so hard to deal with, and she's now realizing you didn't realize nothing, honey. You just had a biracial child. You're showing it off, and you want to act like you suddenly understand the plight of black people. Shame on you, and shame on your husband.
Dear black people, here we go. I would like to personally apologize to you guys. For years, I used to judge your guys' hair. I see little tiny little balls of white stuff just floating throughout your hair. And I would say, don't they ever comb it and wash it? And I used to make fun of you guys because you would never get your hair wet. And I used to scoff at you guys because your hair would be so oily looking. And I want to apologize for that. Because now I understand what you all go through. Now my son, he's not 100% black. He is mixed.
Shout out to the not original creator, but the black woman who originally stitched the video or green screened the video, because this lady actually deleted this video and then keeps deleting comments. Even I commented on the video and told her to put the video back up. She deleted that video. No, you need to stand on that. Digital footprint is always a thing, and you're going to stand on it, and you're actually going to answer for it. You used to make fun of us, used to talk about us, but you fetishized black men so bad. That's what I'm talking about. And now you have a mixed child, but now you're like, I get it. You don't get shit, you fetishizing nasty whore. It's okay for you to talk down on black people, their hair, their skin tone. And she was more than likely talking about black women. Let's keep it real. But it's okay for you to fetishize and sleep with them and love and fuck on and suck on them. Sorry, black men. No, you don't get to delete the videos and the comments. No, stand on it. You were comfortable enough to say, I used to get up here and scoff and laugh and think there's something wrong with your hair because it was too oily. Girl, no, you're not living it.
And it's a nightmare to comb through.
Hi. This video is for the Elijah's Free Range Homeschool account that did a video about how her biracial son's hair was a nightmare to comb through, was dirty. Yeah, this video is for you, because if you can't tell, I was your kid. I had a white mom. My brother and I are both biracial. I want you to know that the words that you're using to describe your child's hair, like a nightmare, dirty, the way you make a big deal about how frustrating his hair is to clean, he hears that. He hears that. And you might think he's too young to understand, but on some level, he knows that you're frustrated when you're doing his hair. And I'm here to tell you that if you don't cut that out, you are going to mess him up for the rest of his life. I grew up hearing how difficult my hair was. I burned my hair. I scorched it within an inch of its life because I thought that being straighter would make it easier for my mom, for my family, for anybody to deal with. It wasn't until I got to college, seeing natural hairstyles everywhere, it wasn't until then that I realized that I only ever thought of my hair in the context of what other people thought about it. Straighter is easier, straighter is cleaner, straighter is prettier. I never thought about my natural hair was always something that had to be fixed. It never occurred to me that my natural hair was just, this is the way that my hair grows out of my head and this is how it is supposed to be. I never had that thought. I always thought that it was something that it had to be maintained into something straighter. I'm 37 years old and I'm still not completely over my hair trauma. So please, please start thinking about the words you use about your kid's hair. Tell him how beautiful his hair is because it's gorgeous. He might not ever see that video, but he hears the words that you're saying coming out of your mouth. If you don't start celebrating his hair now, he's going to have a really hard, long road ahead of him, and you're going to be the one that put him on that road. Do you really want that for him? Just do better.
How dirty it still seems to be, even after I've washed it and combed it out, because his curls holds onto like.
This is why I have a problem with, like, I'm gonna be cautious. This is why I have a problem with white people not working on themselves and really breaking down their racial bias. This woman is raising her biological child, and her biological child is half black. He's mixed race, and she had a whole video about how combing through her black son's hair was a nightmare, and she even talked about how it was still dirty after she washed it. Then she deletes the video because everybody went off and was like, you're racist, you sound crazy, and you're negative, and you shouldn't be raising a black child with that mentality. She deletes the video and then comes up with this video and another video after this, admitting that she still feels that combing through her black son's hair is a nightmare, and that it's still dirty, how she doesn't understand how black hair still is dirty after you wash it. First of all, she clearly does not know black hair maintenance. And she is 10 toes down defending herself, basically saying she's not racist. But she does say that she had bias and that at one point she was wrong for looking at black people's hair a certain way and it was bad and whatever. Bottom line, this woman is going to put microaggressions in her black child growing up, and her black child will either hate himself or end up hating her. If this white woman does not do the work to understand her internal racism, like her racism and how literally she lives in a racist bubble, and everything she sees is from a perspective of her white woman recessive thoughts. She thinks recessively. She thinks under the thing that white is the standard and everybody else is just like you have to get through everybody else's non-whiteness to get back to the standard of whiteness. That's how she thinks. And it's a problem. And I'm floored how we continue not to call these white parents out on raising their black children in this standard. when you are a white parent raising a black child, you cannot view you cannot view the world through the lens of white is the standard. You can't. You have to eliminate that. And you have to work through the elimination of that and literally be conscious about your racist language. And then deconstruct that and build it as you coexist in a world that everybody's beauty, from their hair to their culture, language, skin, everything, is that everybody's existence is the standard. Everybody's state is the standard. It's not just white people. I'm really scared for this child. And I've seen mixed race adults who literally hate themselves and are so rooted, and like they are rooted in the argument of they are going to move through the world with their whiteness and do everything they can to degrade their brownness or their blackness or their, or their Asianness. Like they're going to do everything they can to degrade that, to move through the world to be more white, because their white parents literally raised them unconsciously, subconsciously, and consciously, saying that white is what it is. Even to go so far that white is better and that they will be better off being white. I've had conversations with people. I've worked with them. I have interacted with some. I've actually been friends with these people or acquaintances. And and I see how they hate themselves and how it is so self-destructive to their existence in so many ways. Them literally begging for their whiteness to be forefront because they are doing everything they can to diminish and demolish their color and everything that's wonderful or even bad about their color. I mean, but there is nothing bad or good. It just is. And I wish we can call out these white people who are not aware of this, and yet they're raising people of color. This white woman is literally, and I guess I think we're not addressing the fact of how detrimental this is to this black child. How really it's abuse. It's abuse. It is abuse. It is the same as beating him. It is the same as starving him. It is the same as telling him how horrible of a person he is. It literally is the same. And yet we don't call it out. Because again, we live in this white world that excuses whiteness when they do stupid, fucked up shit. Because again, whatever white people think is the standard and accepted and normal and okay. And all of us black and brown people or people of color, we're stupid. We don't know. We're exaggerating. You're crazy. We're gaslit every fucking day. Yet we live in our skin and we know how great we are. We know how great our hair is. We know how great our contribution to humanity is. And we know that each and every day we are just as valuable as white people. And so our perspective is real. And this child is going to be raised by this white woman every day. She's going to unconsciously and subconsciously, and even she admits, like I said, oh yeah, it was a nightmare to comb through. Why the fuck is it a nightmare? Why is combing through your black child's hair and his black hair, why is that considered a nightmare? Why can't it be considered as a unique experience that is amazing and is the standard experience? Combing through my black hair is not a nightmare. It is extra work that compared to white people. And again, we're comparing it to white people. But if white people did not exist in this world, we wouldn't even think about how much longer it takes to comb through our hair, because that would just be our hair. That would just be the standard. It's ridiculous. And I'm so fucking, at 47, almost 48 years old, I am so fucking tired of seeing this shit. I am at the end of my fucking rope with white people and the shit that comes out of white people's mouths and the justification of it, which is why we ended up with fucking Trump. I wouldn't even doubt if this bitch voted for him. Insane. Insanity. God. Pray for that child.
Shrinks to his head, and it's a nightmare. A nightmare.
This video is directed towards the at that white woman mother creator who was speaking in the video. I did not get to see that video when it was still posted, so I'm not sure if there was any helpful comments like giving advice towards your son's hair. And if there wasn't, I completely understand, because your ignorance and the microaggressions that you are showing in that video is mind-blowing. You could have simply just come on here and said, hey guys, I have a biracial son, half black, I'm not sure how to take care of his hair, can you please give me advice? The black women of TikTok would have been sprinting to your comment section praising you, okay? But instead you decided to come on here and tell us how much you would look at black people's hair and discuss, wonder why it's never wet, wonder why it's always oily, wonder why there's white flakes.
And
so
then
instead
not
of
expecting a lot to be different.
Again, do you have a black husband, a black baby father?
I don't know. It's still, I am always in shock each time I hear it. Why am I saying this? I am saying this because when two people that are not of the same race, when they hit together, you definitely will see the effect, especially from hair down to the rest of it. It is nothing new. It's something that just happened. It's giving, I just want to sleep with a black man, and even when the child is coming, let it come in my form and all that. The least you could do for your child is to learn how to take care of your child's hair. It is not my child. It is actually your child. I don't know if this is making sense, because peradventure I marry and have a child. Oh my God. One thing I want to do is how to, if he's a boy or a girl, being a black baby, you are already thinking, how do I, maybe how do I birth my child, or what should I do to, my child? Let alone when you are expecting, or when you give birth to like, you are white and your husband is black, you definitely know that there will be so much different, and you will have to buckle up. You will have to learn a lot, especially taking care of his hair, because his hair should be, you shouldn't come up with your child. Your child is looking homeless. I have seen so many videos coming out from black biracials with white mom. They are usually the problem, because their mom cannot do anything, like, she can't take care of their hair. She can't do this. They can't fix her hair. They call their hair nappy and all of that. See, you can imagine how many years ago you called your child's hair nappy, but they still remember it to this very moment. they are kind of some are very much insecure, probably because of what you told them about their hair and all that. And look at this one. She said she studies 7 years, if I am not mistaken. But what she went through, why she was, I mean, you guys have great hair. I don't know why it is hard for you to like even take care of. It's screaming, I just want to sleep with a black man. I don't want to have a child, or I don't want to have a responsibility when it comes to taking care of my child and all that. That's what it's screaming. Please ignore whatever that is going on here. Don't tell me nonsense. just oh, so yeah, you guys can do better, because literally almost all the reviews, I'm not saying that are sometimes you don't, but mostly the reviews, I don't know how black people are even able to, like, when they see a biracial with white mom, they know. I don't know how you people do it. I don't know. What I know is that you're biracial, but people will say that's biracial with white mom. That tells that it's more like something that you guys have been doing, and you can make a difference by trying to do better for your child, because like a well taken care of, when you take care of your child very properly, trust me, I mean, you won't have to come out online to I thought your hair was dirty. Like, why would you say that to somebody? Or like, now I understand your struggle. You still do not understand black people's struggle or their hair struggle or anything. So you have to also, first of all, you have to love your child's hair because when the child is growing, the child doesn't know if the hair has any difference, maybe between yours and not, until the child, like, gets to a certain age. So you have to be the one to stand in for that child, be the one to love the child's hair more till the child grow, because how you treat the boy's hair also determines how the boy will, how his trauma, whether the trauma will increase or reduce. This is what I feel. Because if you are always traumatizing the child's hair, the child will grow to know that my mom never liked my hair, or she made so much I am just a girl. The child will grow up knowing fully well that the mother never cared about his or her hair. I will draw my curtain here. Bye for now.